Welcome back everybody to another iRacing video. We are here at Spa. That is not the full name. I cannot pronounce the second half and I'm not going to try. Yeah, Spa, lovely track. This is the track I've had the most practice on. Not necessarily on iRacing, but I played ACC first when I was learning how to sim race, and I just basically ran this track only. So had the most experience here, so I am pretty quick here, if I do say so myself. So qualified in first place. I did try another race before and died immediately because I was at the back, so I thought, yo, we need to qualify high. So green light, off we go. We get a decent launch off the line, so into T1. Just make sure we don't die and we stay alive. But the thing with Spa, look at how somebody dies in the background, unlucky to that Red Bull livery. So Spa, it's probably got the longest straight in this season that I'm in. So the guy behind me, he is going to overtake me. There's nothing that I can do. He's got the slipstream all the way down here. I am literally a sitting duck, and so we just stick it in the middle. The guy behind me as well, I might get overtaken. Oh, big carnage in the background. That is why we tried to qualify at the front. So, like I said, we're going to get overtaken by the guy in second place. It is fair dues. We don't mind. All we got to do now is try and keep up with him and limit the damage. If we stick with him, we'll just get him again on the straight. There's a lot of tactics that go on in this race with trying not to overtake before the big straight, because if you do, you're just going to get overtaken again, and you don't want that. So here we go. I really need to learn the names of these corners, but that's such a nice, fast left-hander, double left-hander actually. This whole sequence of corners here are just my favourite of any track. I love this one. It feels so good to get right. And I'm pretty fast here, like I said. I've had my most practice around this track in ACC, but it transfers over to iRacing as well. Again, here we have got a massive long straight, so we're just going to see ourselves get closer and closer to the car in front, because he's got to punch a hole through the air, and I'm basically just benefiting from what he's doing up ahead. The guy behind me isn't able to close in because I'm getting slipstream from the guy in front, but here we go. We make a huge mistake here, brake way too late. I think I'm going to kill the guy in front of me, so we don't get off track. We stay on the track, but unfortunately we get overtaken by the guy in P3, Julian. So we just made things way more difficult for ourselves, as we do want the win. I did a race earlier. I did get a win, but I led first place, and I just led the entire time. The guys behind started fighting too much, and it was a boring race. I didn't want to really upload it because it was just dull. So, as you can see now, as I was explaining before, this guy he can't do anything. I'm in his slipstream, way faster than him because of that, and I'm just pulling over to the right, and we get it done before we even get to the corner. He could have tried to dive it on the inside, but you know, he probably wants to preserve his life and not murder himself. Bit of understeer here. Ooh, not very nice. So we do lose a little bit of time to the car ahead because we understeered and lost a little bit of time. So off we are to the next. I think we fast forward to the end of that lap, and we are. Ooh, we see him go a bit deep there, locked up. He's a bit deep, which then gives us a nice exit, and we close the distance. So you'll see me, if you look at the telemetry there, look, I'm getting off the throttle because I don't want to be too close to him. When we go down to Eau Rouge, I do know this corner down here, this is Eau Rouge, this big long straight, and then it goes into Radion. I think, again, my knowledge on these tracks names is not too good. I need to up that a little bit. So we eased off the accelerator because we don't want to be too close to him going through here. We don't want to lift as we're going up the hill, so we've got it planted, and you can just see the gap is just decreasing, and we try and do a little move here. It's going into the braking zone. We're going on the outside, which turns onto the inside, but we're giving plenty of room. We don't want to crash, and he stays in first, which was pretty nice. Nice little battle that we had. We're giving him a little bit of pressure now, trying to make him think that we were going to dive it in on him, but we're not. We're very sensible, and yeah, on to the next lap. Here we go at the end of lap 4. Again, we can just see him. He locked up again. He's gone so deep into the bus stop chicane that we are now able to close up. So here I had to overtake. He's just so slow. I was so much faster than him. I had to try and get the move done into T1. But because he's on the outside, he can get onto the accelerator a bit quicker than me. Dips into my slipstream, so he gets a bit more speed. And for some reason, he's trying to overtake me. So I just let him. I just slot back right behind him, which unfortunately leaves me vulnerable to the guy behind. So the guy behind me now we're side by side. I don't want to go 3 wide into the corner up ahead because that will surely lead to death. I'm just going to stick behind the guy in P1 and hopefully maybe they take each other out, but they don't. They quite nicely get through here. So again, I've got to slot back into P3 behind this guy, Julian, who I'm pretty sure is much slower than me. So that is making me a bit worried that the guy in P1 might pull ahead and I just won't be able to catch him up. But we'll see as he goes a little bit deep there. He gets caught up on the curb and yeah, I had to brake to avoid hitting him. So yeah, like I said, this guy is so much slower than me. So here we are, on to the next lap, the start of the next lap. Again, I don't want to be too close here to him. We want to try and get the best run down the big long straight as we can. But unfortunately, Julian is in slipstream of the car in front, so I'll be gaining on Julian, but then Julian's going to be gaining on the guy ahead, so the distance is just going to be neutralized and it's basically, there's going to be no gain. We're just going to be gaining on to P1, which is good though. No complaints there, and we'll see if Julian can make a move. P1's weaving around a little bit, kind of annoying. I hate when people weave like that. When I see people weave in front of me like that and I'm in the slipstream, I just go super aggressive. So I advise you guys not to if you are a weaver, because nobody likes weaving. So Julian goes in deep to try and get the overtake done. Oh, and they just have a little bit of contact there. So here I'm able to get a good launch through the bus stop chicane. And again, we're kind of going 3 wide nearly, so I'm staying behind P1 and we are able to get the move done on Julian. So back into P2 we go. Now we just need to overtake P1 and maybe we can take this to the end to win. So we're close enough in his slipstream now to get an absolute incredible run on him. We move out last second and Julian behind me, he fancies a go as well. I'm going in the middle of the track because I'm trying to defend this now, see if we can get this done, but I'm earlier on the brakes because I'm on the inside and Julian can brake way later, and there we go. We're just battling through here now, but he is in P1. I do not know how I can, I don't know why it's not me here. I'm way faster than this guy. He's just getting a bit lucky, if I do say so myself. But we move. We're gonna try and attack him and put him under pressure all the way around. See what he can do. We just picked up a off track there, first one of the race. That's fine. I think Julian ends this race with 15 incident points, and if he had 17, he'd be disqualified. So he goes off here, there and everywhere. You'll see him go off there. He went off before. He's absolutely feeling the pressure. A little micro lock up from him there. You see the smoke coming off his tyre. And again, we are in his slipstream down this massive long straight. So important to get a good exit here because it's full throttle the entire way down. And I believe I got a nice little exit off there. We're going to go around the outside, so Julian's got to be probably come off the throttle a little bit. So he hangs back. I'm not sure why he couldn't stick it around with me with the same speed, but he's probably just being cautious, which allows me to take the position, and there we go. Finally, we are back into P1. Julian behind me, like I said, the slipstream is crazy here, so it's 50-50 whether I'm going to keep the position after this big long straight. But we try our best. I'm pretty good at defending, so here we go, going a bit offline to put Julian off. Then we're going to the left side again. We want to make him uncomfortable, drive places he's never driven before. And moment of truth, are we able to keep the position? I am going to stick to the right hand side. No, I'm not. Whoa. See, I'm kind of, making them feel uncomfortable. Defending here now on the inside. And we are able to keep it. Now, this is good. Here, I just need to put my head down, pull a gap, and hopefully that will be it. They fight behind. I think Julian made a mistake, and now Francisco, or whatever his name is able to go back into P2. So they've had a little bit of a tango. The gap now is 0.9. That's not enough for slipstream, so I am free now. The guy behind me is no longer able to get the hole that I'm punching. He can't drive through that. So again, the gap now is 1.2, I believe. There's no slipstream. I just need to make sure we make 0 mistakes as we brake a little bit deep. We lock up, but not too much. We missed the apex just by a little. That's fine. I can deal with that. Last lap here, guys. In P1, we're out of the slipstream. We get the fastest lap, but the guy behind us instantly snatches P1 as well. And I do a massive lock up, miss the apex by a mile, go off track, and the gap now is 0.7, which is just out of touch with slipstream. He might even benefit a tiny bit, but it's not enough to where I am thinking he can mount an attack down this long straight. So I am begging that he isn't able to catch up here. This is the final lap. All I need to do is make 0 mistakes and we bring it home. I'm trying to put him off there, weaving. He's following me in my slipstream. He's trying to, at least. I don't think he's getting much. But like I said, I'm super strong around here, able to punch down the accelerator here, full throttle around this corner. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good. I've only been on iRacing for a year. I need to climb up the iRating ladder a little bit. I think that I am definitely I'm out of position in terms of my iRating. I think I could be way higher. But again, this is a track that I've had the most practice on, so you're bound to be strong at some tracks, weak at another track. Like the next week track, I've never driven around it before, so we'll see how we perform there. That'll be a true test, which hopefully I can get some videos out. It resets tomorrow on a Tuesday, so we'll see what we can do. I need to do a bit of practice tonight. Now onto the last straight before the bus stop chicane and before we take our well-deserved victory. Full flat out here, just absolutely. I need to get my heart rate sensor working again because my heart rate it's going crazy. I love it. It's so intense. There's no other feeling like it. And we take it nice and easy through the last corner, so the guy behind us is able to pull back a little bit, end up being 0.5 behind me. And there we go, checkered flag. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, as we do some celebratory weaving. And the guy behind us does it in return, so I think that he's happy with the race, how it went. You can see there we got 2 incident points. Julian ended up with 15. I don't know how. The guy must have been going off like crazy. But P1, baby. Here we go. Happy with that. It was a pretty good battle. And that's how we do it. So, again, I'm going to try and get some more consistent videos out, guys. It's been too hot in England. So, I apologise for that. But if you stayed until the end, I've never said this before, hit a like and subscribe. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next week.